Petra, the rose-red city of Jordan. Close your eyes and imagine walking through a narrow canyon of red and golden stone. The walls rise high above you, twisting and turning, hiding what lies ahead. Suddenly, the canyon opens, and in front of you appears a huge temple carved into the rock. Its pink facade shines in the sunlight. This is Petra, the ancient city of Jordan, often called the Rose-Red City, half as old as time. Petra is not just a tourist destination. It is a place of history, mystery, and wonder. In this story, we will explore the secrets of Petra, its people, its buildings, its rediscovery, and what it feels like to stand among its ruins today. Petra lies in southern Jordan, surrounded by desert and mountains. For centuries, it was hidden from the outside world. Travelers passed through the region, but did not know what was waiting behind the rocks. The city was built more than 2,000 years ago by the Nabataeans, an Arab people who were excellent traders. They created Petra as the center of their kingdom. Its location was perfect between trade routes from Arabia, Egypt, and the Mediterranean. Spices, silk, and other precious goods all passed through Petra. But Petra was not only rich, it was also powerful. The Nabataeans built a city unlike any other. Instead of using wood or bricks, they carved their temples, tombs, and houses directly into the rose-red sandstone cliffs. For centuries, Petra flourished. Tens of thousands of people lived there. But time changed. Trade routes moved. Earthquakes damaged the city. Slowly, Petra was abandoned. By the Middle Ages, Petra was almost forgotten, known only to local Bedouins who lived nearby. For the outside world, Petra remained a legend until the year 1812. That was when a young Swiss explorer named Johann Ludwig Burckhardt disguised himself as an Arab traveler. He had heard stories of ruins hidden in the Jordanian desert. Guided by locals, he entered the narrow canyon called the Sick. When he finally saw the Grand Treasury, the most famous building of Petra, his eyes widened in wonder. He knew he had found something extraordinary. Burckhardt's discovery brought Petra back into the imagination of the world. Artists, scholars, and travelers began to visit, sketching and describing the city. Soon Petra became famous again, not as a living city, but as a treasure of history. Today, when you visit Petra, your journey begins at the Sick. This is a narrow gorge, almost 1.2 kilometers long. The walls rise up to 80 meters, twisting like a snake. As you walk, the world outside disappears. You hear only the sound of your footsteps and maybe the hooves of horses pulling carriages. The Nabataeans built water channels along the Sick to bring life to their city. If you look closely, you can still see the remains of these channels carved into the rock. Finally, after about 20 minutes of walking, the canyon suddenly opens. There, shining in the sunlight, is the Treasury, or Al-Khazna. But Petra is much more than the Treasury. Beyond it, the valley opens into a city full of tombs, temples, theaters, and houses. Archaeologists estimate that Petra once had 30,000 people. You can see the street of facades, rows of tombs with decorated entrances. You can visit the Roman-style theater cut into the rock, which once held 4,000 spectators. You can climb to the high place of sacrifice, a sacred area with wide views over the valley. Everywhere you go, you see traces of Nabataean genius. They built dams and channels to control water in the desert. They decorated their tombs with unique designs, mixing Eastern and Western styles. One of Petra's greatest monuments lies high in the mountains, the monastery, or Ad-Dair. To reach it, you must climb more than 800 stone steps. The path winds up through canyons and cliffs. Donkeys sometimes carry visitors, but most people walk. At the top, you see a building even larger than the Treasury. The monastery's facade is 47 meters wide. It looks simple but majestic with massive columns and a giant doorway. From here, the views are breathtaking. You can see the desert stretching to the horizon, and sometimes even the mountains of Israel and Palestine on a clear day. For centuries, local Bedouin tribes lived in and around Petra. Some even made their homes inside the ancient tombs. They guided travelers, sold crafts, and told stories about the city. Today, the Bedouins still play an important role. Many work as guides, offering camel rides or selling handmade jewelry. Their knowledge of the area and its legends adds life to the ruins. If you are lucky, you can experience Petra by night. After dark, the Sikh is lit with hundreds of candles. You walk silently through the canyon, guided by the soft glow. At the Treasury, thousands of candles create a magical atmosphere. Local musicians play traditional instruments, and stories are told under the stars. It feels like traveling back in time to when Petra was still alive. In 1985, Petra was declared a UNESCO World Heritage Site. In 2007, it was chosen as one of the new 7 wonders of the world. These titles remind the world of Petra's importance and beauty. But Petra also faces challenges. Tourism brings money, but also pressure. Rain, wind, and human activity slowly damage the fragile stone. Protecting Petra is a constant effort, so that future generations can also walk through the Sikh and see the rose-red city. Imagine yourself leaving Petra at sunset. The cliffs glow with warm colors, the shadows grow long, and the desert cools. You think about the Nabataeans who carved their dreams into stone. You think about Burckhardt, the explorer who revealed this place to the world. And you think about yourself, standing in a city that has survived 2,000 years, a city once forgotten, but now remembered again. Petra is not just ruins. It is a story of human creativity, resilience, and beauty. As one traveler once wrote, Petra is like a dream you do not want to wake from.